All right, let's take a look at how you did. So starting right here, how did we meet our characters? So you probably have something like this. You don't need to change yours unless it's way off base for mine, but it's probably pretty close. So at the very beginning, we meet the little girl has a coin, and she is about to throw it in the wishing fountain, and then she hears the one-man band. Now, here's our complication. Without this, no story. A second one-man band shows up. If this never happened, no story. She would have given her coin to that first band and then moved on. Here, you probably have something along the lines of the fact that these two bands are battling. So these two men battle for the coin. And it goes back and forth until finally the coin gets dropped down the drain. And here's the falling action. The little girl starts playing and gets her own money. And at the very end, instead of giving those coins to those two men, she throws them in the fountain. So right here, this one is definitely person versus person. It's one man band versus the other man band. And our theme or our message here, it might be, again, karma. It might be to treat others the way you would treat yourself. It might be to not be selfish. So all of these are possible themes or messages. All right, so that's just more practice with plot so that you guys understand those terms: exposition, rising action, falling action, resolution, being able to see all of those in action. Now, today you're going to have some work to do, and you may use this plot chart from yesterday after 20 years. That might help you. You can use your notes that you've been taking. So remember, we took these notes on these context clues and these inferences, and Bob and Jimmy. So you can use those. You may also use the story, which is available for you online. Those are all things that you can use. You're going to work on some questions, and these questions are found in a Google form. So right now I'm going to ask you to go ahead, teachers, and give them a second to open up this Google form on Google Classroom called After 20 Years Readers' Responses. So go ahead and open those up. All right, hopefully you've got those opened now. And what we're going to do is just show you what they are. These are just questions. This isn't a quiz. It's questions. So you can use your notes. You can use your story. So you're going to go through, and there are 10 multiple choice questions. They're going to be everything from pre-reading to using our reading strategies. So you're going to need to go through and first put your name first and last, and go ahead and do questions 1 through 10. When you're all done, please make sure and hit submit so that they're done and turned in. When you're all done with those readers' responses, you're then going to go into Google Classroom, and you are going to work on a Google question that is there. So once you get done with your responses 1 through 10, there's a question on Google Classroom for you to answer. So be sure and go in and answer that question. It has to do with the story. And then you can play some quizzes as you guys are working. So once you're all done with everything, you can play some quizzes. This is some more plot practice to understand what you're doing. And finally, if you finish all your work today, you can read your book. So those are all the things that you can do today. All right, that's all I've got for you today. Make sure you get your readers' responses done and turned in, and also complete that Google question on Google Classroom. So those are the things that you need to work for, and we'll see you tomorrow.